So next on the agenda, we've got superstar Billy Graham. His health woes are quite substantial at the moment. He's apparently lost 45 pounds in about 3 weeks. He's been hospital 3 weeks, and he's coded while in the ICU as well. A quote from the family say he is...
Okay, explain that to me. Coded, what's that mean?
Oh, we go, code blue, when they probably flatline, and they need to get the nurses in to bring him back.
So you're watching for a flatline?
I believe that would be something akin to coding, yes.
Okay.
And
I didn't know that.
You never watch ER in the day?
No.
Oh, all right.
I don't watch that.
A quote from the family say he's dealing with a myriad of very serious health issues, a major infection in his ears and skull that may take 6 months of intravenous IVs, congestive heart failure, diabetes, hearing loss as a result of the infection, and the list goes on.
Wow.
He
has diabetes and what?
Infection in the ears and skull that will take 6 months to clear, congestive heart failure, hearing loss as a result of the infection. Did you work with Superstar in Florida at all?
I was with him in Florida. I made a few trips with him. I didn't really know him that well. He treated me fine. I mean, he was a good guy. I rode with him one night and Ivan Koloff, and they were talking about going back to New York. See, we didn't call it the WWWF in those days. They just called it New York. If you went to Texas, you go to Dallas or Georgia, Atlanta. They call the offices by the town or by the city that the office was situated in. Florida was Tampa. The Carolinas was Charlotte. But they kept talking about going back to New York and those two doing an angle together. And during the conversation, they got excited talking about it. Hell, I got excited just listening to it. I had nothing to do with it, but it was fun listening to those guys talk about it. Because what made WWF in those days, or New York, because they had those big cities. You had Madison Square Garden in New York City. You had the Boston Garden in Boston, and then Philadelphia. Those are big towns. Pittsburgh. Those huge big towns, Baltimore, Washington, D.C. They could run those towns, and it would make, I mean, their buildings made what they had in Memphis like, it'd be second grade, because Memphis Coliseum seated 11,000. Madison Square Garden seats 20. Boston Garden seated probably 18. So they had these big arenas. So if you did go in there and you did sell it out, you could make some big, big money. And that's what they were excited to do. They was going to call up Vince Sr. in those days and pitch it to him. And I don't know if they did but I don't think they went up there and did that angle though. But the way they were talking about it, could have been, hell, I'd have went to see it just by listening to them.
What year was this? Was this like late 70s
or
early 80s?
I would say I was in Florida in 75, 76. Damn, I'm old. Damn. Anyway, but that's what I remember. It is a miracle that I'm even remembering the year. I mean, you can only go back so far. You know, I have a theory about Alzheimer's, because I think about that sometimes. But I think that, and you may agree with this, if you have a computer and you put a bunch of information in it, eventually the hard drive gets full. Correct? Mm-hmm. Your brain has a memory. You can only remember so much stuff. And then that's why you can remember things 50 years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, and you can't remember last week. My theory is the brain's full. It can't accept any more information. It makes sense? Mm-hmm. It does make sense. I mean, that's probably not. The doctor would look at me and say, "You idiot, get out of here."